Oh yeah, back to man. That's been a while since I did that. How you guys doing? Some YDBT daily. Damn it, I always forget to name it that. Let me go back, edit the title. Hashtag YDBT. Uppercase YDBT daily. Boom. Save. How you guys doing today? We're talking buying parts without knowing what they actually do to your car. Come across that a lot. Ticket system, real life, whatever. They buy it, put it in their car, and then they wonder why the car didn't make any more power, didn't gain any ET or horsepower or performance, better said than power, with the parts that they bought because they either were ignorant, didn't do their due diligence in terms of asking, vetting, making sure that the part actually has performance gains. So I always wondered if people grew up in the times, or I grew up way back in the day, in the long, long time ago, the Fox body days, when nobody told anybody anything. Nobody told anybody anything in the Fox body days. We'll get to it. Let's say hi to the people, as we do every single time when we're here. Rob Lowry was the first guy on. Ivan D, Clip Off the Horse. Mike J, Gallo Bravo. Dame leche, papi, says, hey, Alex, how's the family? Omar Jurado, said... Is that Daniel Green dropping his dick and balls on the chat? Fuck. Okay, I'll get through the names, then I'll talk. Then I'll spend a while on Daniel Green. Apparently, he wants some of this dick. He says, so we got Omar Jurado, Tango, Cortese, Corey Leckby, Alex Alcazar, Pussy Pounder, Mike Schmidt, PNW, Blue 99, Jeremiah Camp, Randy, SVT Rod, JD Swag, Man, Deep Sing, Chupapi, Gallo Bravo, DIY Shawnee, Window to the Wall, CJ Cuyar, King Yodi S550, Joe Daniel, B Lightning, Paul H, Bill Gates, Para Wantu Timiriquaro, and Scott N, E-Boss, 1320 S550, John DiNapoli, and a whole bunch of other people. Daniel Green just pretty much bought drinks for the house. Appreciate you, Daniel Green. You're the man. I appreciate all the support and love that you give this channel and the Power by the Hour channel. I will eventually start making videos on the Power by the Hour channel eventually. I want to try to highlight some of the product stuff. You're not going to see YOLO. You're not going to see stupidity. You're going to see me talking about the products that they want to highlight. So I'll eventually merge my way over to the Power by the Hour channel. So keep an eye out for that. No live chats, just regular quick product videos just to get the stuff going so you guys are aware of what's happening at Power by the Hour. So I'm going to eventually merge over to that once I get some free time. I haven't really had much free time to do any of that stuff. And Killa said, what's up, sir? Lunch money. So if you grow up back in the day, in the RGGT said, what's up, Alex from Houston? Daniel Green are really smacking all of us. Good morning, good morning. By the way, I want to say, I want to give a shout out to Zane Blevins. I think either his mom or grandma is battling, I think, coronavirus, and hopefully she pulls through. She seems to be doing okay. She's at the hospital. So if you haven't seen Zane Mustang on the chat, it's because one of his family members is battling coronavirus. I want to say Godspeed, prayers, the whole 9 yards. Make sure she pulls through because, I understand some people are all about this jab shit. Look, certain people are susceptible to this stuff. He happens to be related to someone that's highly susceptible to this stuff, older person. So hopefully they pull through and come out of it on the better side of things. Okay, enough of that. So back in the Fox body days, the only way you knew what was in a car is if you built it. You'd go to the track and a guy would run a 9, a 10, anything. And you'd go, what's done to it? And the combination was held secret. Because back then, you couldn't just buy a car that is already an 11-second car. And then all of a sudden, bolt 2 or 3 things on and the thing would roll out. You got to do the porting of the cylinder head. You got to do weight reduction. You had to do a lot of things, and certain combinations worked. You tried all the alphabet cams. You tried all the heads, all the upper and lower intakes. You tried the throttle bodies, the cold airs. You tried tuning. You tried the Anderson PMS. You tried everything. And then when you had a combination that worked really well, you didn't tell anybody. Well, now what's happening is sort of the opposite. People are telling you, but they're lying to you, right? They're absolutely telling you, yeah, it's got gears and E85. Meanwhile, it's got everything on the planet. There is no interior. It's got everything. Or it's got a power adder that you don't know about. Real nice, quiet one, which is AKA grudge racing. I get that. So, for example, How many times have you thought that buying a bigger injector while staying on pump gas was going to give you more power? Many of you probably go, wait a minute, what? It doesn't give you more power? No. The injector by itself does not give you more power. You're still on the same fuel, same octane, same everything. You're not going to see one more horsepower from stock injectors to MU52s, LU47s, 1000cc injectors, not one more horsepower. So back in the day, Fox body stuff, people wouldn't tell you their secrets. Like a lot of the Coyote, factory stock guys, NA guys that were running way into the 10s, you're like, how the fuck are they doing that? A 10-second NA 302 class legal? How the hell are you doing that? Guys, they had a lot of work into the motor, but they didn't tell you everything they did. Why? Because the person that built the motor probably wanted your business, and they wanted you to come through and get some of the sauce, and then you can pay for it. That's what you do. Now, people are just buying parts. Oh, let's say you're on Instagram and you're scrolling through it. Some guy runs a number and you're scrolling through his mod list or his hashtags, because that's how you do it now. You hashtag what you got done to the car. Lund tuning or whoever tuning, Circle D converter, injector dynamics, da. So you just look at the hashtags and you start just going to affirm and affirming all of the parts that is on his hashtag list. So, or the tags. So then all of a sudden you get them all in, put them all in the car, ask for a tune. Your car doesn't run any quicker. And you go, wait a minute. I bought all the stuff he said he had. Well, did he tell you he was on a badass fuel? Did he tell you he had a power adder? Did he tell you how much the car weighed? No. So I get a lot of people that buy a converter, for example. Orale, Alex, I bought a converter. I'm going to need a tune update for that. I'm going to say, do you know how a converter works? Yep. It helps a 60 foot. So if you don't mind me asking, why do you think you need a tune revision for that? Well, I need a better 60 foot, so I put a converter in it, so I need a tune. Okay, so let's say, for instance, I had a Turbo 400 that I manually shifted, right? And I changed converters. Does the tune have to change? Let's say I had a too tight of a converter, and I want to loosen it up, and I want a better 60 foot because I changed my bar angle or something. Do I now need a tune revision, or is it a mechanical advantage that's going to help me out get that car out of the hole? It's a mechanical advantage, right? So a lot of people say, well, I need a revision for a Circle D converter or a Suncoast, or I've even heard a drive shaft. Yeah. Hey, I need a tune. Now, I'm not laughing at them. I'm just saying, okay, you have no idea what this does. Well, how am I going to go faster if I don't get tuned for a drive shaft? I'm like, oof, wow, I can be here forever talking to you about that shit. But the injector is the big one. If you're going to stay on pump gas, guys, you do not need generally a huge injector, especially NA. If you're going to stay NA for a very long time and pump gas, stock injector is all you need. Pump gas, NA. Because you guys go, yo, YOLO said he didn't know it. YOLO said. Pump gas, NA, you don't need injectors. The only time you need injectors is when you're going to bump it up to E85 or a way less dense fuel, like old FTW, or like people are now doing with high concentrations of methanol in the car. And you don't need an injector unless you're going to change your fuels and raise your octane. Now, a lot of people just don't understand the parts they're buying, and I blame many people. I blame people on Instagram that don't know what the hell. They had a shop build their car. Then they go out there and start saying, I got this, I got that. I'm tagging all the guys that I got fucked with my car because I promised them tags on my shit. And then people that see that are gullible as crap. I mean, just supremely gullible. And they try to buy every single part that guy has, expecting to run the exact same number that person. And I always tell them the same thing. Unless you sit exactly like that person, you're not going to run that number. Same tuning, same weight, same everything. You're not going to run the number you think it should run just because you bought the parts that he says he has. Now, I got some baller parts on the Fairmont that I don't really talk about because I don't think they affect the performance. But if I was to say, hey, I got this, people would probably buy it, tell some idiot, yo, Alex has it, so I needed it. And then I look like an asshole because I'm putting out there parts that really don't matter in terms of performance, and you guys are buying it based on the fact that it's in one of my vehicles. So I try to be careful, and you guys should try to be careful as to who you follow, who you listen to, who you take advice from, and who you buy from. I had a gentleman buy a set of cams from a parts house, and it's not the right cam. It's not the right cam. And I said, I'm sorry. In the last 3 months, we've had a lot of data on these cams and they're no good. They have phaser control issues, cam control issues. And he was nice enough to say, you know what? Fuck it. I'll return them and get the cams you recommend. That was a nice thing. But he could have fought me. He could have said, no, it advertised high duration, high lift. This is going to make power. Right. But your phasers are going to fucking wig out. It's too aggressive of a cam for the phasers to control properly. We've seen it many times. Other manufacturers get us a set of cams. We dyno it, and whether it does or doesn't make a lot of horsepower, we let them know. We report. We swing them whichever way, and we say, "Hey, those are no good. We don't recommend them." And guess what? They still end up on the market. Like so I don't involve the wrong people. I've been a part of vetting cams, say they're no good, and they end up in the market. I am protecting people right now. And they end up in the market anyway. Yeah, that means you bought a $1,200 set of cams that don't do a goddamn thing. And we say, don't sell these. But we can't do that. Or we can't force people not to sell something that we think doesn't work. People, have you guys heard of someone that bought a set of cams and it didn't gain 1 horsepower? There you go. So it happens. It happens. Not everything that you read is real. Back in the Fox Body days, you tried shit, you spent the money, you did the R&D, and you went to the track and ran a number, and you kept the combination to yourself. That's how it was, and in my opinion, that's how it should be. Oh yeah. Jared Wells says, "Why want to know what parts are on those Fairmont?" No, I'm not gonna tell you shit about the Fairmont. It's got some super secret bullshit, but it doesn't affect the performance all that much, Jared. Is what that most likely come? Okay, 10-second NA Fox Body from early 90s was the 347 strokers. Nope. Big cam. Nope. AFE heads, nope. Turbo 400, nope. J. Rubin, you are not a Fox Body guy. Stick with your McLarens and Porsches. You are not a Fox Body guy. 10-second NA combos were, wait, you did your big cam, C16, nope, none of that shit. 10-second NA combos were usually face-plated transmissions or, face-plated T5s, Tremec 3550s, a high-winding 306, okay? Trick flow heads, custom cam, crazy porting on the heads, good size exhausts. If it was a carburetor, be a big fucking carburetor with a Victor Jr. or a Victor Senior. High compression, really high compression. NA 10-second Fox Body stick shift. We're doing that with 373s, T5s, face plated or whatever you want to call it. 306 baller heads, baller intake, high winding, high RPM. What you just named is a 9-second car. What you just wrote down here, J. Rubin, is a 9-second car. If that car you just said right there doesn't run a 9, something's wrong with it. A 347 with a turbo 400, a big stall, 430s and badass heads doesn't run 9s, something's wrong. So yeah, that's how you know that guy's not a Fox Body guy. In the early 90s, yes, J. Rubin. In the early 90s. Yes, J. Rubin. In the early 90s. Guys, did you know that NA cars were going 9s in like the 70s? NA cars were going fast in the 70s. Motors didn't really change. Especially the Windsor, didn't really change all that much. From 60-something to fucking 90, what was the last year? 99 or 95, if you want to say 95? It didn't really change all that much. It's not all of a sudden that a new platform came around and people stopped knowing how to build motors. Guys were doing that shit. High winding, high compression, lowish cubic inch. Guys were going 9 stick, bro. Stop it. Most 306s I always seen are nitrous cars. Oh my God, stop it, Jay. Okay, you know a lot about BMWs and bullshit. Stop with the Fox Body stuff. It ain't your jam. It ain't your shit. Talk about the new stuff. Talk about brand new. Don't talk about Fox Body stuff. I love you. You're going to lose a lot of respect here on this chat. Whatever respect you did have, you might lose it if you keep typing. BAP injectors is fine if you keep it on pump gas return system. If you go 85, CJ Kuja. Okay, Clip Clop is talking to somebody else. On the way to slowly putting the necessary parts onto my car to go boost, do I need a return style fuel system if I'm going 650, or will the booster and injectors help? And I guess Clip Clop answered that question. My dad ran 10s on motor and 9s with nitrous in the 90s on old Pro 50 days. Exactly. So NA 10-second cars were very common, but the combo wasn't, right? The combo was secretive. A lot of custom stuff, a lot of badass stuff. Engine builders really got their rocks off on that. And those same guys, right? Those same guys never merged onto Coyote stuff. Like, they just saw Coyote come out and they're like, what the fuck did we do with 3 extra cams? It's really expensive. Oh my God, it's huge. This is so stupid. And they maybe thought it was going to be a fad. Actually, those guys didn't do anything since 2-valve and 3-valve came out. They stuck with Windsor stuff because they were very good at it. But then some people wanted to get curious and started putting 4-valves in their cars, started putting Coyotes, 3-valves, and Terminator swaps in their cars, and they were out to lunch. When the Godzilla was introduced, all of a sudden those guys rose from the dead and go, oh, Godzilla, I can do something with this. Oh, they can actually take some of the stuff they learned from the Windsor and fuck with the Godzilla stuff. And I think those people are the ones that are pushing the latest model pushrod stuff, where I think it's just kind of like not a waste of time. It's just, it doesn't interest me. That's all. Texas Size Gap says, I bought an S550 with low compression in cylinder 8. Have you ever seen valves cause low compression? Nope. Any telltale signs? Miss at idle 90 PSI. More than likely a pop ring land. If the piston is still there, present after bore scoping it, it's probably a bad ring land. Just like my number 7 on my car. No, it is not valves. Do you know how many people on my video that I did a compression check on the 19 swore to Christ, baby Jesus, that it was valves? I have never, stock OEM, have never seen personally a valve failure, a valve issue. And I asked Jake, who does this for a living, he goes, no, never. It's usually a bad ring land. So people try to go, oh, it's probably a valve spring or a valve. I'll just say it's your bottom end, time to replace it. And you'll probably have, and look at the plug. The plug's probably full of oil. Because if it was a bad valve, how would oil get into the plug? Got to take a look at that. Boosted 10R80 says, sorry, Alex, I tried to send you a picture of the hood where the false knock is coming from on your private email, sent it through the ticket system. So you're the Odin, Boosted 10R80, you're the Odin on the 75 millimeter because your car knocked at 4,000 RPMs. And I'm like, something's rubbing. No way on E85 with a 75 millimeter Odin knock. So I said, check your suspension, check your headers, check anything that's rubbing, or check that the blower isn't hitting the hood. And according to him, he said a picture of the hood where the false knock is coming from. So that's good. I'm glad that I was sort of close as to what it was. Mr. Shelby 20 says, for the energy drinks, hit the like button, peasants. We got 280 on, 128 likes. Do whatever you gotta do. 1.7 rockers, underdrive pulley, spool, and a 150 shot. That is the quickest way to the 10s. Boxy Luxury, I love you. The quickest way to the 10s on a Fox body. I'm saying you got to take all the smog stuff out. You got to make weight reduction. You got to do the things you normally do. Headers, all that bullshit. Gears, traction, Lakewood slapper bars, or you get the Southside bars and the lift bars, and you get the subframe connectors. You do all the suspension stuff. Lakewood 9010s, 50/50s in the back, anti-roll bar, or the airbag on the passenger rear. Yeah, I'm talking old school shit. 31 spline axles. 5-lug conversion. Okay, that's all done. But on the engine side of things, 150 shot, rockers, and good clutch, and the trans might last you a couple passes, and you were easily in the 10s. Like, easily in the 10s. Maybe quicker. And if you were to be fancy and get a cam, heads, and all that stuff, that car becomes a 9-second car really quick. Boy, I'd love to build that. But the problem is time. That is labor heavy, and I don't have the time to do any of that bullshit. You're right, says Jay Rubin. I'm not a Fox body guy. I entered the Mustang scene in 95 Cobra, similar, but not the same. Understood, brother. I understand what you're coming from, but I remember I didn't have the money. I was a young kid, but I remember back in the day, the guys that were going fast, because you go to the track and talk to them, once in a while you'd gain their confidence, and then they tell you what's done to it, and I'm like, holy shit, okay. So, I remember there was a Muscle Mustangs and Fast Forwards magazine where they took a gutted, no optioned notchback to the track. I could have sworn it went 11s with like nothing, like literally nothing done to it, like short belt or no belt, 410s, slicks, and a little weight reduction. And it was like A low 12 or a high 11 second car. It was crazy to me. SSM lift bars for the win. Airbag, you mean football in the spring? Yes. Corey Leckby, an airbag. I used to love, because I didn't understand the theory behind it. In the spring, Fox body. And then I started seeing the cars at the track twist. And I went, oh, okay. So it's one of those things where it falsely preloads that side of the car and attempts to keep everything steady. But the problem is you'd basically get the driver's side wheel up in the air and the rear end was sort of on the flat side. But these guys, people had this on the back of every Fox body had an air motive pump, a stock tank that was sumped, this in the back, because anti-roll bars weren't a thing back then. Once anti-roll bars came into play, it changed everything. But this guy in the back, world-class T45. Every motherfucker had a world-class T45. You remember trying to get a used T5, not T45, T5. Remember trying to buy a T5 and every motherfucker said it was a world-class? Ended up being a 4-cylinder piece of shit T5. And you're just like, God damn it, I got taken again. I had 6 T5s. 6. I broke 6 1 year. Oh, you don't know how to drive it. Guys, drive a T5. Drive a T5 and do that 2-3 shift. And you hear that shit rattle around in the box. And you're like, well, I'll just swap it out for another one. Matthew Goodall says, channel support, the 4 goodies finally came in. No more trash fuel system. Good man. Also built trans. Managed to break my intermediate shaft on the way home from testing your last revision. It makes sense. It happens. Look, you know what's next, Matthew Goodall? Forward planetary. You should have put a billet forward planetary while you were in there, because that's the next thing that's going to break. And when that breaks, that thing kabooms. Like, it's not even funny. Let me look up the old Mustangs and Fast Forward article. Fast Forwards. NA Notch. Maybe there's an NA Notch. An archive. Naturally aspirated shootout. How to buy Fox body. I'll do this on another occasion, but it'll be interesting to see what those cars were running back in the day versus what cars are running now, and you're going to be surprised how pretty similar the times were. You're going to go, God damn it, like, we're not that faster than max effort Fox body guys back in the day. So Fox body guys probably laugh at some of the S550 and S197 guys. They're like, what the fuck's so special about that? We were doing that shit back in the day. But they forget their car is already 1,000 pounds lighter than the shit that's out there now. Almost 1,000 pounds lighter. Samuel Lilly says, sent you a video on Instagram. SVT Shelby fan. Why? Why'd you send me a video on Instagram? Why did you send me a video on Instagram? Like, I don't understand why you sent me a video on Instagram. Looks like Instagram's down. Yep, Instagram's down. Can't get on it. So good. My Cook's long tube headers finally show up after 14 weeks. Matt Goodall says, oh yeah, I did the works. Billet forward, billet intermediate. Exetti clutches and thermal bypass. Wow. Bro, good for you. That bitch is going to be stout for a long time. We're going to fucking give it the sauce treatment, see how it likes it. 11-1 compression, 289 here. Built 289 custom grind cam, 600 lift, 4-speed, top loader, 411's McLeod clutch. What did it run? Veggie 35 and custom aluminum heads. Veggie 35, what did that run? I bet you that's like a 10-second car. Yeah, I've been down for a minute. I guarantee that's a 10 or 9-second car. That sounds stout. A 289 at 11-1, custom 600 lift cam, 4-speed top loader with 411s, got to be a 10-second car. 10 or 9-second car. Who won the first World Ford Pro Challenge in Pro 50 1998? No idea. Come on, stop it. This isn't, no, I don't do that. Danny gave me $10 for channel support. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Someone said 14 weeks. Damn, guys, right now, if you try to build a car right now, if you don't have any parts right freaking now, and you took your car to a shop and you said, I want a Whipple, 4 Innovations fuel system, Cook's long tubes, FIC 1440s, they're available. Axles, drive shaft, full suspend. You're going to be waiting for probably half a year. You're a long fucking time. There's a huge backup in parts, and a lot of shops are complaining that they can't get these builds out the door because the parts aren't showing up. I don't know if coronavirus is still an issue for that kind of stuff. And if it is, why? Like, is everything made in China? Or like Cletus has his steering wheels made in Italy, America. What's going on? Like, where are the parts made that there's such a huge backlog? Or is it the raw materials? Oh, Veggie says, I haven't ran yet, but you're on the money. Thank you very much. 11-second car. Bullshit. John Perotti. That car's a 600 lift cam, 11-to-1 compression, 289? Bro, stop it. That's stout. Boosted 10 already says, is this 75 millimeter pulley got capable of 850 wheel, Alex? Oh, yeah. An 830. Because a 82 millimeter pulley on a manual made about 810. You have a 75 millimeter on a 10R80 auto, which shows more power than a 6R80. So I think it'll be close. It'll be really close. Got my carburetor built by CSU. Carbs, need to install my Caltrax and dial it in. So you have leaf spring? That bitch is leaf spring? Shit. Love it. My dad had a 93 soft top. It ran 11s in the track 306, worked GT40 heads. Yeah, GT40 heads, the budget GT40Ps, or the worked over E7s with the hump removed and the epoxy. Man, that was like a huge thing back in the day. The right cam, some good springs. I used to like carbureted stuff because it was budget friendly, right? You get yourself an old school Poly 4777, 650 double pumper. That is like the base file of carburetors. That's like the base. And you can get good on that. But then there were super badass carburetors like the gentleman Veggie mentioned. And with a Victor Jr., Victor Sr., or an air gap, you were already, the induction side of things were pretty freaking great. You just had to make the magic work down there and with the tuning. But who the hell would you go to tune a carbureted Mustang? Nobody. You'd go to the track, beat the shit out of it, check the plugs, lean it out, change jets, literally tuning it yourself. VMP posted on IG a picture of a huge shipment of Odins, but the parts go with it are still back ordered. That's the problem. Riley Neufeld says, hey, Alex, I've been having some weird noise under my car. It makes a rattling noise on startup, and it smells like, you know what it smells like? What's it smells like? It smells like jelly beans.
Ah, this smells like jelly beans.
Lots of people claiming unemployment, so not a lot of workforce. You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about that. Veggie says, yes. See, I'm glad that, because I'm 43, I know I know what the young crowd is into. I know what the old crowd is into. I'm kind of stuck in the middle. And when someone says something about S550s, that's what I had a guy, tuner, thought he knew everything. Because I can go sevens on a 19-inch wheel. I said, but a Fox body can do it easier on a 275 if the suspension is set up right. And he goes, yeah, it's fucking stupid. I go, I'd put my money on a 275 60-15 equipped Fox body. Let's say we were talking rear suspension. For whatever reason, he was stuck on going 7s or 8s with 19s. And I go, okay, I'd rather do it on a Fox body. Meanwhile, every single shootout you see is full of Fox bodies. How many S197s do you see win any street shootout? How many S550s do you see win any street shootout that is equipped with nitrous? Did you see Desert 1320's video of the hour-long video of a 32-car field? There was a Chevelle and a Corvette left, and everything else was Fox body, Fox body, Fox body, Fox body. And then I realized I'm talking to a guy who never experienced the whole Fox body time frame. He just literally bypassed it. Then the LS guys get themselves a pretty stout engine. Their F body sucks. They're shit-ass catfish. They're like, fuck this car. Let's get a Fox body. It fits. We'll swap it, and it runs a number. All of a sudden, LS guys became Fox body guys, and it had a huge resurgence. It was like super peaky, then it lulled, then it came right back with the LS swaps, then Coyote swaps. All of a sudden, Fox body's back. And I love seeing certain tuners that talk shit about Fox bodies get fucking dragged by one. Cool. Oh, it's so fun to see that shit. Oh, it smells like jelly beans. Got it. Veggie balancing the key with them, huh? I missed the carb days. We're going to have to bring something back now. I'm interested in doing that. I know this channel would not benefit, and you guys wouldn't give two shits about carbureted stuff, but I do. That would satisfy my tinkering brain, but I'd have to get rid of 2 cars before I touched anything else. Who are you calling old? Says Timothy Fush. Fox for the win. Exactly none. No S197 is out there winning a street shootout that has multiple Fox bodies in it. It's usually going to be the Fox. Did you guys see that video? Like, am I crazy? Go watch that Desert 1320 video. It is phenomenal. It's an hour long. I can't play it because if I try to play it, it'll kill the stream because my Metro PCS is a little fucked up. Do you know what I'm saying? Me and my S550 stay away from any Fox body. Smart man. If I see a Fox body with a 275 in the back and some, what are those badass wheels? What are those badass wheels? Not welds, but they're like a baller wheel. RC comps. I'm not racing you. You want to not get a race? Get a 275 tucked in a notch with RC comps. No. Or on a 1512. Yeah, you're good, bro. I'm good. I'm going to leave that shit alone. Ford has poor oiling systems on 289, so I had to compensate for that. Sir, you got a good oiling system. They're talking high revving stuff. Very, very good. I love it. I love it. Broke driver's side axles with SBO, some bolt-ons on a 2-3 shift, and waited for almost 2 months to get my new axles from G-Force. Wow. I can't believe everyone is that backordered in parts. It blows my mind. Killian Bibbs says, man, my brother had a Fox LX, man. It was nice. Guys, did you see? I got to find that video of that dude. Some guy sent me a video of a Coyote swapped notch that he was on another dude's channel, like a guy that does Chevy 350 stuff, and he gave the dude a ride, and I'm like, you're gonna die. That thing is so freaking fast, and it's on a 2.6 2650 VMP blower with an 82 or 80 millimeter pulley, and I'm like, that's 800 horse, bro, through an auto, and it was laying like Back to the Future sized rubber, like ridiculous, and I'm like, this guy don't know what he's got. He's gonna have a problem. 10-4 on the oiling. Got the RGGT says, Alex, would a 5.6 inch lift cam affect the Yodi phaser at low RPM? Apologies for the dumb question. So I think the 580, there's a comp cam, and I forget the part number, and I think lift was like 580, but the comp cam 433430s, comp cam 4, oops, Jesus, I don't want to hit that, 433430. I think the advertised, let me see if they give you an advertised lift and duration. These are the ones we recommend for like everybody. Let me see. Comp cams 433430. Here we go. Stage 2. So let's go over here. This is so again, when we recommend cams, this is it for Gen 3 guys. We don't care if you have a blower. We don't care if you have nitrous. We don't care if you're NA. This is the cam. This is it. This is the one we recommend to everybody. Now, people say, well, wait a minute. Is it blower? Is it nitrous? Is it turbo? Guys, it's VCT. Phase them wherever the fuck we want. 550 lift. So, guys, it's 550. And we recommend these. And these are fucking baller. Look at the RPM operating range everywhere. Just off of idle. Again, guys, part number 433430. That's what we recommend for every single Gen 3 Coyote. Before we talked about not telling you guys some of the parts, I'm telling you that's the cam. That's the cam. When people say, what about this? This is the cam. What's on your car? That's the cam. What do you recommend? That's the cam. I'm telling you, that cam, NA kicks ass, blower kicks ass, nitrous kicks ass, turbos kicks ass. We phase them differently. VCT. So there you go. That's crazy. That's a Death Trap Coyote swap notch with a blower, straight Death Wish. That's what I have. But this one was like clean. God, I gotta find this video, man. If I look at the history, it's just like nothing but chiropractic adjustments. So I don't think I'll be able to find that video. But if I do find that video, I'll post it up and I'll do it on the peasant chat or something like that. It was so fast. It was so freaking fast. So Stephen Hanshaw, some car stuff would be badass. I'm gathering parts to build a turbo 408 Windsor with a carb for my 87 T-Bird. You know, I've seen a lot of tuners talk shit on carburetors, and I don't talk shit on carburetors. I don't think carburetors are like the biggest piece of shit on the planet. I've seen some cars absolutely roll out if they're tuned properly with a carburetor. Hell, Arthur Randall, aka Cornbread over in Louisiana. Shout out to you, brother. That guy's one of the best carburetor guys I know. And if I need help with carburetor stuff, that's the dude. What I would love to do, if I can swing it, is get a Mustang, carburetor, and talk to Cornbread. Maybe bring him on the channel. He would be phenomenal on the channel. He has a heavy, heavy accent. Texas/Louisiana. But the shit he says and how he talks and his confidence and his cockiness is perfect. So I would say, how do you think I should build it? And I'd love to get myself an NA stick shift carbureted Fox, because if you're a tuner and you understand how engines work, you should be able to tune a carburetor. So tuners that only stick to EFI stuff, I understand. You love the data. You're nerdy about the data. I understand that shit. And it's cool. But if you look down on carburetor people, you're sideways. You should really challenge yourself, because looking down on it and looking down on carburetor stuff as if it's inferior to you is a cop-out. Because if it's that inferior, it should be simple to you. So if you're a tuner that talks shit on carbureted stuff, it should be easy to tune it. I don't talk shit on it. I love it. If I could swing it, get a nice carbureted engine and start fucking with it. I don't talk shit on carburetor stuff, but I see a lot of tuners talk shit on carb stuff. I've seen blow-through setups that fucking roll out. Oh, it's not efficient. Cool story. If it's that inefficient and crappy, you as a tuner should be able to handle that no problem. You don't need a laptop at all. No laptop. It's all you. Let's see you do that. Senior knows the shit about carburetors. Senior and Arthur Randall are the two top carburetor guys I know. What comp cam for Gen 2? Now, the comp cams for Gen 2, we like the stage 3s. Whether they're blower. Actually, the Blue Goose has comp cam stage 3 NA cams. The Gen 1 comp cam stage 3s do well for everything. Donnie Renfro, the S197, that was on my channel. Comp cam stage 3s. Bitch was making 900 wheel on a bitch ass 2.3 cams. E85. All the timing on the planet. That's what I have, a blow through. Nice. Ported and everything. Nice. I like it. Bro, don't get me amped up for carburetor stuff, because that actually might get me, because right now I'm like in a mini car depression, because I don't give a fuck about racing right now. Racing has turned into grudge racing gayness and stupidity. So I just don't care. You know, shout out to them. Let them do their thing. I don't care. So I look at these cars that I have and I'm like, I can't race them anywhere because everyone's fucking stupid. Everyone's fucking stupid. You know, what motivates you to keep going? Not Mustangs, not modern Mustangs, not modern racing. It doesn't motivate you at all. Everyone's a fucking cuck ass bitch. But a carbureted car, high winding, high compression, E85, stick shift, raw as shit, that tickles my fancy. Do you know what I am saying? Dr. Hightower Chiropractic Adjustments is the absolute best. Getting hammered. Nope. Timothy Fush, he's not. Brenda Mondragon. Trust me. Watch Brenda Mondragon. She has 1 million subscribers. She wears these leggings. She's got a rack and an ass on her, and she adjusts usually super hot chicks. El Camisero became Bitcho level member. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, sir. The S197 is a bad motherfucker. That S197 is a bad motherfucker. Yeah, he sold it. That thing's been gone. Electronic ignition, KB Pistons, Lunati custom cams. Ooh, I love this shit. We're talking all the right shit. What about Gen 2 Coyote boosted cam? Stage 3 comp still? Yes. Guys, it doesn't matter if it says NA, if it says blower, if it says nitrous. The NA cams can be phased whichever way we want. And the Blue Goose has stage 3 NAs. And Jeremiah Camp has stage 3 NAs. And then he put a Paxton blower on it. And we phased it differently. And the thing rolls the F out. Mike from CSU was in the San Diego shootout. He was the white Fox. Boy, which one, bro? The white GT? Was it a nitrous Fox? Longtime Ghost fan and a Chevy guy, but just bought my first Mustang. similar to your Shelby. Nice. Probably due to this channel. Thank you. Thanks for all the information. Already ordered my Shelby jacket. Exactly. You need the socks, you need the hat, you need it all. You need the snake, you need everything so that when you go to Cars and Coffee, you are ready to go and you can relate to the other Shelby car owners, Shelby Mustang owners. Have a Coyote swap Fox with a stock Gen 1 6R80. Instilling a Roush 2.3, have a 8580 and 72 69mm pulley. What pulley would you put with stock lower? What is your goal? And what fuel are you going to be running? You said you have a Coyote swap Fox with a stock Gen 1 6R80 car. 2.3, no lower than an 80. No lower than an 80. The 80 is the lowest I'd go because you're going to be octane limited if you're on pump gas. And it'll make 650 and it'll feel like you're going to die in that Fox body. It'll actually feel really, really quick. Is the Deechworks 95 injector good for any boosted Coyotes? Yes, we do. The Deechworks 95 is probably, okay, so we support the 55, I think, the 72 and the 95 from Deechworks. So the 95 is probably good for about 800 wheel horsepower on a blower. On a turbo car, probably a little more because of the parasitic loss of the blower it's driving. So you can make more rear wheel horsepower on a turbo car and need less injector generally, about 70 to 80 horse, give or take that window. But the Detroit 95 works really well on a boosted application, even on E85. Yes, we do like them very much. White turbo 347 Fox carbureted. He had a carbureted 347 turbo Fox. Love that shit. I'd love to start NA with a carburetor, run 9 stick, and then same compression, put a blow-through carb on it, tune that. Oof, boy, that'd be a bunch of fun. Do you ever watch Engine Masters? I don't, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I have like adult ADD. I really can't concentrate on certain things. I'm just like, like the information has to be brought to me in a kind of a showy kind of way for me to stay engaged. So I don't watch Engine Masters, not because it's bad. It's just because it's not, I'm a little just like bored with it. Not because it's bad. I need to be entertaining. Alex, Google 331 Mustang versus Porsche. Did that many times. The gray mare. The gray mare is a carbureted high winding, I think 331. They're not going to give out all the specs because they're Fox body guys. So the gray mare, that car. It's been on Compton Dragway many times. Active. This car is like legendary down the fucking West Coast, bro. This car is one of those cars that it'll make you a believer. If you're a S550, S197 guy and you have never heard of the gray mare, you lose points in my book, because this car is just ridiculous. It has mopped up in some of the it's probably responsible for some of the most badass street races I've ever seen, period. This thing does wheelies, stick shift, no helmet, no cage, man shit. Psycho races a G. This is 2014. Let's get after it. Oh, it's good times, guy. We're talking Fox body shit, bro. Man. Sorry, headphone users. Sorry. Woo-wee! Man shit. Let's see the top end.
Stalling up, SRG and the AV4 had gone. Kevin had to get out of it.
I love his. Jesus. Oh my God, those cars are stupid fast. But there's one where he races a Porsche and it does a wheelie. Like, it passes him in the air. It's so badass. Again, guys, this is a stick. We don't know if it's nitrous. They claim NA, but I don't know that. But they claim NA. If that's NA, shit. Come on, Metro PCS. I paid my bill. Metro. Come on, Metro. Porsche gets one car and Woo! Yeah, talk to me about that bullshit. Because a lot of you S197, S550 guys, young guys, you don't know anything about that shit. And that shit was going on in the 90s on a bunch of side streets you wouldn't even know about. And those guys weren't popping off about their combos. Nowadays, it's totally different. Eliza, the gray mare, when I saw the video of that car racing, I was blown away at the shifting. Alex, we're all set for tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Hopefully the dyno works this time for us. Horse, yes, sir. Tomorrow is Friday. You and I, we got an appointment. We're going to fucking party. Let's go. You're on the schedule. AV boys, I live right by them out here in the Antelope Valley, California. They have a Maverick that's badass, and the chick that drives the Maverick is a very attractive lady. I'm not going to disrespect her. She's very attractive. So, yeah, but I've never seen her face. There's a reason. I think the guys know how to get the clicks. I get it. Gray Mare murder a GTR. Yep. Gray Mare beating GTRs. Gray Mare was beating a lot of cars, guys. Gray Mare was leaving on Street Outlaws when it raced Chuck. And it did a wheelie on Street Outlaws racing Chuck. It lost, but it was a stick shift car, bro. God damn it. I love that shit. Wheelie with the Porsche, took out a C601, took out a GTR. That's so sick, bro, says Joey G. Older small block Ford engines revving to the moon sounds so good. They really do. The problem is, what does it cost to build a Billy Badass small block Ford? Probably the same that it cost to build a Billy Badass Coyote, right? We're talking what? How much is the block? How much are the rods? How much are the pistons and the badass crank? How much are the heads? Then you got to work on your induction system, your fueling. That's why people go carburetor. I just dump all the fuel in it and hope it rides out. 13-to-1 compression, C16 on the bitch, or E85 if you have the proper carburetor and fuel pump. Then you got to work on the... Dude, it's very expensive. It is not cheap to build a super Billy Badass R block, old school A4 block. Was it A4? Remember that? Remember those names? Oof, Jesus Christ. Oldest, we got that. Pete Smallblock was there. Petey Smallblock was there. I would have made that left turn in the Porsche. Imagine the car passes you with the nose in the air and you just say, I'm done. I'm just going to take a left. Fuck all this. Someone says, Alex, what about Darius 240Z? I don't know who that is. Sorry. Maybe I'm not up on every single person's badass shit. I am a Mustang guy. Some good valve springs and good badass rockers. 15 to 16K, Daniel Green. Thank you, Daniel Green. If you want to go and buy a badass, reliable, aftermarket block, 4-bolt or maybe more, maned, small block Ford, 8.2 deck, you're going to pay big fucking money. Big fucking money. Miss Midnight Maverick is definitely good looking. She's a very, look, based on what I've seen, she's a very attractive lady. I'm going to be super respectful because I'm not going to disrespect anybody over there. They would never. Yes, the A4 block was badass. Thank you, Jason Freiberg. See, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I read all those magazines and I lusted after all that shit. Coyote came out and spoiled everybody. And it made people not be labor heavy. Now, who is labor heavy in Mustang world? LS guys. LS guys get their hands dirty. Cam swaps, heads. They're always changing blocks because they break up every fucking time. They swear it's a 6-second stock block, but they have 30 of them. But they do a lot of hands-on work. So when they get themselves in a Coyote vehicle, they're like, this shit's cake. Meanwhile, you got other guys that are just like, I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to diagnose a vacuum leak. LS guys are like, yeah, we took care of that. I got it. I got a smoke check. It's all done. So shout out to you LS guys that become Coyote converts. You make my life easier because you're labor heavy. You understand that now modern S197 and S550 guys are not labor heavy. They drop it off to a shop, pick it up, and then they want to be on Instagram popping off saying the baddest motherfucker on the planet when they probably don't even know how to find a small exhaust leak or a small vacuum leak or boost leak. Hey, Alex, what do I need to do to make a dyno appointment with you guys? Boosted 10 or 80. All you have to do is give me a heads up. Say, hey, Alex. So next week's going to be weird. It's going to be a short week next week. We're not on Monday. But I would hit us up in the ticket system and say, Alex, I'd like to get on the dyno. I'm close to VMP, so I'm going to be on their dyno Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as early as possible in the morning. We don't need much. Your car's pretty dialed in. We just need to verify fueling at Watt, 2 or 3 pulls, and it should be done. And just give us a heads up. I'll allocate a certain block of time for you. Get it all done. Force Horse says, awesome, extra time support. Thank you. I appreciate that extra time support. Briefly stepped out of the chat to see this Mondragon chicken. God damn, you're lucky I came back. Brenda Mondragon. If you want to watch chiropractic adjustment videos, they're addicting, you'll see. And the people she adjusts are usually good-looking people. She don't have no scrubs. Once in a while, she'll have a scrub. But 99% of the time, she has good... And she is a beautiful, thick woman. This woman she is thick everywhere. Brenda Mondragon. Trust me, subscribe into that channel and say Alex sent me here, because that girl is something else. And she knows it. She knows how to play the game. Boss block and the Mexican block. Yes, I remember a guy back up north with a Mexican block 12-to-1 compression motor running 980s, 960s with a 300 shot with a turbo 400. Cake shit. That was fast. That was like 95, 96. 95, 96 with a 300 shot, turbo 400, boss block 12-to-1 compression. On motor, it ran 12-1. And on nitrous, 9.6. Jesus, what a good time. What is going on here? I'm getting spammed like a motherfucker. Let me get this guy out the chat. Shit. Where's YouTube corrupt? Let me see. Hide user on this channel. There you go. Hide user on this channel. Get him out of there. He's done. Canelo. Yeah, exactly. We got to give that guy to get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, get the fuck out of here, because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Booster 10 already says, okay, Alex, thanks again. I'll set up something with you with the dyno. Yes, sir. I got you, brother. Brenda is thick. Is a thick girl name. Yes, Brenda is a thick girl's name. The videos are okay. She ain't that hot. It's not that she's hot. Look, she's not like the hottest thing on the planet. She is a professional. She's doing a professional job, a service, and she's pretty thick. And the more you watch the videos, the more you like her. Trust me. She's not the hottest thing on the planet. Just subscribe, laughing my ass off. Kitty porn entered the chat. What the fuck is that all about? Did you click on it? I didn't click on any of that stuff. Eddie Vega says, E85 only, weekend grudge, 275, 50, 15, twin 340, FIC 1000. What gears would you recommend? I don't know. What's the car weigh? What platform is it? No, stop it. No, I'm not watching videos. Eddie Vega, I don't even know what platform it is. E85 only, weekend grudge car. Is it a 240? Is it a Fox body? Is it a Toyota 1.8? Is it a un Sapito? Is it a Starlet? I don't know what the fuck. See what I mean? I don't know. I guess I got to guess what that is. What the fuck is a Mexican block? What the fuck is a Mexican block? What the fuck is a Mexican block? Bro, Tim, the old guys in the chat. Jason Friedberg, Timothy Fush, Veggie. We know what a Mexican block is. I've made 515 on an NA Mexican block. Sounds good at 7,500 RPMs. Brought to you by TU University shirt. Bought your TU University shirt. My family thought it was my school's motto until I explained love the Toting, the TU Toting University shirt. I did the same thing as you when I was younger. Reading everything I could about Mustangs. I wanted to say I once read the A4 block was good for like 1,200 horsepower from Ford Performance. Exactly. Guys, there was a gentleman who had a business here in North Palm Beach. He was liquidating. I'm leaving. I'm just done. There was an A4 block right in front of me with the rotating assembly disassembled. And I'm like, oh, heavy breathing. Oh, and I couldn't get it because I couldn't justify getting it. Kick myself every day for not getting that block. That triple X block for the high nickel content. Love the show, Alex. Let's get the likes up, guys. We got 213 likes. That's all good. It's all good. Mexican block is filled with elote and mechala, says Jason Adkins. Love the show, Alex. I already got that. What do you recommend to build the Gen 1 motor in prep for boost? What? Daniel Ruiz, the Gen 1 motor needs a good rotating assembly to withstand any power. The rods are the weak link on Gen 1. I'm sure there's other weaker links, but most of the things I've seen fail on Gen 1 are the rods. So if I were you, I'd get forged internals, forged rods and pistons. It's already got a good stout crank. If you can find a boss crank, get a boss crank, rods and pistons, stuff them in there. Without any sleeving, it should be pretty good for about 800, 850 wheel, and then the sleeves start to warp depending on how much boost you're fucking shoving at it. Just like Gen 2. So I would rods and pistons for sure before anything. Jason Freiberg says 4-bolt main casted in Mexico. Guys, 2-bolt mains was what it was stock in 79 to 93 or even 95 Ford 302s that came in Mustangs. Then the Terminator came out and people were like, this thing has 6-bolt mains. I don't know much about Terminators. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. But it had, I think, 6-bolt mains, right? I'll ask the chat before saying what the deal is. Did the Terminator motor, I know it had Manly pistons and Manly rods and Molly pistons, I think, like stock, and it had 6-bolt mains. If I'm not mistaken, I'll wait to get an answer. I had a Gen 1 and blew the bottom end because of that. Exactly. So did Chevy 400 small blocks, Siamese bore. Exactly. Auto manual, blah, blah. Alex, how can I get you to answer some of the questions? Yes, I would definitely send you a donation for your time and knowledge. Eliza's, you got to get my attention somehow. If you want to email me at ydbt4life@gmail.com, and we'll see if I can get some questions answered. I love the small block Ford stuff. For some reason, a lot of people like to look over them. Small block Fords are stout. The problem is they're very expensive to build. So a lot of people overlook them because Coyote automatically makes 460, whatever, flywheel, measuring from your asshole. Who makes the best blocks? Right now, I don't know. I don't know if Dart is making Ford blocks. I don't know. Modular equals 6-bolt mains. Thank you, Wild Horse. So modular. So once I heard the Terminator had 6-bolt mains, I went, I've been dealing with 2-bolt mains my whole life. I've never had a power out or small block Ford ever. Because I'm like, why? That bitch is going to split in half, but now there's some stock block guys running numbers. I get that. Keep the RPM low. I get that. But why even start with that? Why have a ticking time bomb under your hood if you can swing a Dart block or some Billy Badass stuff? My engine builder in Canton, Ohio, O'Cams, built the first 427 Windsor Stroker way back in 1992. Bought a Ball 302 on 3, twin, single. Which setup is best for daily? A stock. That's the setup that's best for daily. Expensive, that's why I call it luxury tax. 4-bolt main caps with 2 side bolts. Got it. Un sapito, you really are Puerto Rican. Florida sweet imports. Thank you. Because I would have said una pavita, un candungo, una pavita, un candungo, o un sapito. And people would have been like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's funny, like a lot of people hear me talking like, oh, he sounds gay, he sounds stupid, he sounds like a fucking dickhead, he wears a shirt. Some guy on the chat said, I wear shirts 2 sizes too small. I apologize, I fill out a large. I apologize, I have tight sleeve. I'm sorry. Go work out. But then I start saying pavita, sapito, candungo, people lose their fucking minds because they're like, holy shit, he really is Puerto Rican. Bear Block has some badass small block Fords. Got it. J. Rubin, Ford motor did 6-bolt mains. LS did it in 1997. Dart makes the best, strongest blocks, but it's way thicker cast, so your fitment may vary. Understood. He doesn't know what a Mexican block is. He surely can't know what a porno block is. Random unrelated question, says Jesse Westover. I know you don't do YOLO stuff anymore, but do you still have the hat? Yeah. I still do have the YOLO hat. It smells like death, but I have it. There are a few companies selling girdles to make them 4-bolt main. Got an Explorer motor in my 65 Mustang with a 150 shot and a T5. Car is fun as hell. 331 for that top end. Okay, whatever. What mufflers are you planning on your Shelby? Can you use a stock mufflers for 1,000 horsepower? Quiet and fast is the way to go. Yes. Emil M. I am looking for bone stock axlebacks GT500 1314. Fuck that loud shit. I don't care about that thing being. It's so stupid loud. It's not even fun to drive anymore. When did Ford go from Forged to Hyper Eutectic in the Fox year? 93. So they went from 91, 92 were still forged. So people were still looking for 92, motors. Once they went 93, they went from Forged to Hyper, and no one really cared to buy 93. And power actually went down a little bit in 1993. Do you know what I'm saying? Look at that. I answered it properly. Corey Leckby's like 93 boxy luxury. Come on, I'm not stupid. The Baby Gap medium, right? People are like, oh, you got shirts. These are larges. I'm sorry, I fill them out, bro. The extra larges look like a bag on me. Ask your mom. Remember Randy Jackson's sleeper White Fox on Pastime? Best ever car on the show. Yes. But that was like a 408 with nitrous. It was like a 8-second car, right? Wasn't it an 860 car? Let me see. Pastime Fox. We'll end it there because we're getting close. Pastime Fox body videos. That was the coolest pass. So we'll just get copyrighted here real quick. Come on, bitch. Let's go. Oh, stop it. Oh, okay, that works. Ford Muscle. So for those of you that don't know what this is, something's wrong with you if you don't know what this is. This was a show where you would guess what the car is going to run. It was a great show, but obviously it had its limitations because it's boring, right? It's boring. But for us gearheads, we love it. So the guy would come up, tell you what's done to the car, and these three contestants up here would say, I think it's going to run an 11.2 based on what the guy says. Guy shows up with a clapped out looking Fox.
Yeah! Let's meet our next driver. That's a quiet car. Look at that.
It is.
Oh, he's got.
Oh, look, she got a shirt. Look. Hell yeah, we get free shirts too.
Anyway, let's get to the description.
How much you spraying?
170.
Okay. So he's lying.
Pretty much.
You hiding it?
So he said at a B cam.
Justin, what do you need to know?
What kind of transmission you get?
C4.
Patrick,
Everything's pretty well stocked.
Pretty much.
you hiding anything?
It's got a big cam in it.
Ken,
Any nitrous on it?
It's got a dry kit on it.
how much you
Dry kit. Ah! You son of a bitch. A car. He said a dry kit.
spraying?
175.
Bam.
A 175 dry. Get the fuck out of my face. I love this
Thank
guy.
you for the shirts.
Appreciate it.
All right, buddy, here we go.
All right.
That's a grudge racer right there.
What's a dry?
302 cubic inches. Wait. C4 175 big cam. Oh shit. And the moment you turn the car on, they go, oh shit, that thing sounds good.
Okay, all right. Both my Bama guys are locked in. Sounds a little beefier than I imagined.
Yeah, sounds pretty good
Everybody's
actually.
locked in. Let's take a look at those times.
Yeah, it
First
sounds
of our
pretty
$200
good, actually.
passes. Ken with the 12.
So they guessed 1225, 1245,
God, Lord.
1220, which was
Justin
about
with
right
the
for what he said.
1225. Now, Justin, when that happens, we wait till after the pass and we see who had the quickest reaction time who locked in first, in case you and Ken tie. Oh, I don't know, man. That thing sounds pretty good. Sounds real healthy.
I love this shit. Look at the
$200
fucking
pass.
waffle
The
wheels in
sleeper.
the back and the spare in the front. Or those are Interceptor?
190,000 mile motor mine.
What?
Look at that.
Oh, so we got an
165 is serious mile an hour, guys. So yeah, it's one of those things where
so we gotta go
the
reaction
people that
time.
talk shit on Fox Body stuff makes me laugh, because us Fox Body guys here know that stuff was happening in the 90s. That stuff was happening in the 90s. Big, crazy nitrous cars, Fox Body simple combos were gapping. And now when a S197 or an S550 goes 8s, and I'm like, they are who we thought they were. But a lot of guys missed that whole generation. So we don't know. All right, I'm going to get out of here. It looks like everything's slowing down and I'm losing my internet. So I will see you guys Sunday, 9:30.